Hey everyone, my name is Elena and I will be presenting on the adolescent life stage, focusing on the impact of school on adolescent sleep. We can all agree that getting a good night's sleep or a nap here and there can be a game changer when we're having a long week. But let's dig a little deeper into why our bodies crave this much needed rest. Especially in teens, sleep is crucial for regulating hormones, maintaining a strong immune system, and growth. An article from Johns Hopkins Medicine states that teenagers are going through a second developmental stage of cognition maturation. Additional sleep supports their developing brain as well as physical growth spurts. Also, adolescents between the ages of 13 and 18 should sleep 8 to 10 hours per day, according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. But how does sleep really work? Our bodies have what is called a circadian rhythm and a circadian clock. But you can think of the rhythm as your sleep schedule and the clock as your internal mechanism that makes you feel tired at night and alert in the morning. We have learned that sleep timing is actually strongly influenced by light interacting with the hypothalamic master circadian clock. So this means if teens are up late on their computers doing schoolwork, their circadian clock will be set off its normal rhythm due to the artificial light, confusing if it is day or night. Now, we will discuss the importance of sleep for adolescents and how it can impact their academic performance. Sleep has been reported to reduce the interference that occurs when newly learned memoranda contain elements that conflict with previously learned material. This means that sleep can help with memory consolidation after you learn new material and make new connections as you learn more. As opposed to bedtimes, which can slide, the start of a regular school day tends to be fixed, setting a hard limit for nocturnal sleep duration. We know that middle school and high school typically start around 7:30, and if you add the possibility of having a commute, you are looking at a very early time to wake up. This can lead to tired drives to school and sleeping in class. Additionally, late bedtimes are associated with poor adolescent academic performance and slower processing speeds. From looking at this information, it really all comes back to earlier bedtimes and getting more rest in general. The implications that arise from late bedtimes, such as poor adolescent academic performance, can be stopped at the source. Now that we understand sleep and why it is so important for teens, let's look at some of the benefits of later school start times. One meta-analysis found that compared to students with schools who started between 8 a.m. and 8:29 a.m., those in schools who started between 8:30 a.m. and 8:59 had longer sleep duration, less negative mood, and better developmental outcomes, including socio-emotional health, cognitive development, behavioral health, and physical health. This dramatic change can be accomplished by allowing instructional time to start only 30 minutes later. Another review found that later start times were correlated with better attendance, less tardiness, less falling asleep in class, better grades, and even fewer car crashes. Next, I will elaborate on the implications of insufficient sleep. We might sometimes think of teens as night owls, but this is actually because of a natural process their bodies go through. Teens experience a natural shift in circadian rhythm. says sleep expert Laura Sterney. This makes it more difficult for them to fall asleep before 11 p.m. However, this can be harmful as it could lead to sleep deprivation, especially with extracurriculars and early school start times I mentioned earlier. Additionally, insufficient sleep during school days is reflected in increased weekend catch-up sleep. However, this cannot adequately replace weekday sleep. A larger difference in weekend and weekday sleep timing that arises from sleeping late but rising even later to catch up on sleep results in so-called social jet lag because it reverses on the night before a workday, simulating weekend travel between time zones. Now, we will dig a little deeper on how sleep can affect adolescent mental health. I believe mental health is very important in order to stay successful academically and to take care of your body properly. Unfortunately, suicide is a leading cause of death among adolescents and young adults. It is important to examine potential modifiable risk factors to decrease future illness and death in this population. Studies have shown that serious health consequences of insufficient sleep among adolescents range from increased risk-taking behavior, such as substance use and impaired driving, to decreased physical well-being and perceived quality of life. One study examined potential links between sleep difficulties and suicidality among high school students and found that adolescents who slept less than 8 hours a night were approximately 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than those who slept 9 hours or more. Overall, a teen that has a poor sleep pattern are more likely to acquire sleep deprivation or poor sleep patterns, which can be detrimental to their mental health. However, this pattern can also be reversed, where a teen with poor mental health leads to not getting adequate amount of sleep. This common pattern among adolescents, depressive symptoms, and suicidal thoughts and behaviors may lead to poor sleep, and poor sleep can increase the risk of depressive symptoms and suicidality. Anxiety and depression can also skew sleep patterns. This all exacerbates the struggles that they have been fighting with their mental health. These are serious issues that can be avoided, but if not handled in time, there can be a repeated, vicious cycle for these teens. There are many ways to combat sleep deprivation in adolescents with all the academic and social pressures in this day and age. Long and Cheese stated fact found in a study that 3 nights of good sleep after learning alleviated the initial poor memory recall. Parents can also play a role in helping make sure their teen gets enough rest by setting a bedtime or maybe turning in phones at night to set the tone for a good night's rest. Using tech at night not only cuts into teens' sleep time, it also exposes them to a type of light that suppresses the body's production of the sleep-inducing hormone melatonin, making it tougher to fall asleep. Also, encouraging their teen to start schoolwork earlier so they aren't staying up late trying to catch up. Legislation has also played a part in decisions for students' school start times. Fortunately, the Florida Senate has been working on Bill CSHB 733 to hopefully alleviate some of the implications of school early start times. By July 1st, 2026, Middle schools may not begin the instructional day prior to 8 a.m., and high schools may not begin prior to 8:30 a.m. The bill requires each district school board to inform its community, including parents, students, teachers, school administrators, athletic coaches, and other stakeholders about the health and safety impacts of sleep deprivation on middle and high school students and the benefits of later school start times. Each district school board must discuss with such groups local strategies to successfully implement the later start times. And these are my references, and thank you for watching.